Thanks. Just a couple comments about this past weekend. I thought it was really a great starting weekend for us. We had a lot of players that it was either their first time on the court or have had very limited experience on the court. And so we were expecting a lot of adrenaline and emotion. And I really was very pleasantly surprised with how quickly we controlled that. I'm very proud of that group. I think a lot of it was the leadership of the kids that had been there before. But just really proud of the way we worked through that emotion pretty quickly. We ended up 2-1, like Colin said, on the weekend, and we really faced three very different teams. Alabama was a big physical team with everybody returning, also added 8 to their roster, like I said last week. And then St. Louis was a team that was very scrappy on defense and then was very fast in transition with their offense. And then SEMO, a team that not quite as experienced, but just a team that played very hard and had a couple big bangers on the outside. So the good thing is we got a lot of experience against three very different types of teams. Some of the things that I thought we did pretty well on the weekend, our defense was incredibly scrappy. We got a lot of touches on balls. It was really great to see that. Amy held, Haley Wandry and Ashley Sinnott lead our way in the defense, so very proud of their effort back there, but just really fought to get a lot of touches on balls. I thought overall we fought hard in situations that with a young team you're really not sure of. We had a really poor third game against St. Louis, but we were able to bounce back and had a very good fourth and fifth game against St. Louis, so I was really happy to see that with our team because those are things that you really don't know how they're going to respond to, and even a fifth game, to have the opportunity to play a fifth game. Those fifth games are really nerve-wracking, but our kids really handled it pretty well. I thought we also did a nice job of passing, and again, that's those three kids kind of taking charge of that. We definitely let our offense have an opportunity to score by our passing. We got Kinsey in some pretty good situations, so she could deliver the ball. So happy with those things. Some of the things we need to continue to work on. I know it's the first weekend, but just a couple things. Our blocking was probably overall a little bit better than I thought it would be, but we just have to get kids in the right places right now, and that comes with experience. Obviously, you work on the technique a lot, but just being in those game situations and knowing where to place your block against different teams is definitely something that you have to learn with experience. So we're looking for that to be a little bit better. And then I talked about how we get a lot of digs. We need to be able to transition out of those digs and get some better swings than we're getting right now. And part of that is our attackers understanding that they have to fight in to get into positions to attack the ball rather than just dig balls and put it over for them to continue to hit right back at us. So that takes some work, especially with younger kids, just feeling comfortable where they're getting in position. And part of that is bettering the second ball. Once we get a dig, we got to be able to put that ball in a position that our hitters do feel comfortable. So those are the two main things I'd like to see us improve on over the next week. It'll have to be a lot of that in match time because this time of year we play a lot of matches, so the practice time is a little bit limited in what we can do and how much we can work them. So we will definitely have the opportunity to do that this weekend. Would also like to point out we had 2 on the all-tournament team. Lee Pudwell had a great first weekend. She led us in kills, and her hitting percentage was over 350, which for a pin hitter, we're looking at around 250 to be. If they're at 250, we feel pretty good about that. So just a really great weekend for her. And then Kinsey Caldwell was also on the all-tournament team, and she's just developing as a setter, starting to take more control of the offense. We've asked her to be more offensive herself, and she's been able to do that. She's really stepping up that part of her game, which will be very important for us down the road. As Colin said, we have a big weekend ahead. I look at this as we schedule tough, and we've been doing that for a lot of years. And I think out of all the years that I've been here, this is probably the toughest tournament we'll be a part of from top to bottom. As Colin said, there's 2 ranked teams. USC's, I believe, at 6th, and Kentucky's at 16. And then Creighton was preseason ranked 23rd, so they dropped out this weekend, but still, like Colin said, getting votes. So very high-level teams. I think we'll get to watch some video this afternoon. We'll be getting video this afternoon, so we'll get to see what they did last weekend. But we know all 3 of the teams are very big and physical, obviously, when you look at the conferences they come from, very big physical teams. The other thing that we'll have to deal with, 2 of those teams run a 6-2 offense, which means they will always have 3 attackers in the front row, which is very challenging, especially when all 3 of those attackers are very capable. So that'll be a different look that we haven't seen, and actually don't see much of that any year. So we'll have our opportunity to work with that. But the cool thing about this tournament, and one of the reasons that we decided to do it, this is a rotating tournament, so it's going to be played at all 4 of the schools. So next year, this same tournament, these same teams will be at our place. So just a great opportunity for us to bring a high caliber tournament to town. So we're really looking forward to it. I know it presents a lot of challenges for us in a lot of ways, but I know our kids are looking forward to it as well.